Hey guys, good morning. It's me once again with another video. And the only place where you will see my videos is right here on YouTube. It's me, Scott, once again. And let's see. I'm in the guest room right now. And let's see. Which World War II aircraft you think is better? And these are fighters, okay? The Grumman F4F Wildcat and the Mitsubishi A6m 0. The Wildcat, which was first developed in the late 1930s to replace the U.S. Navy and Marine Corps' biplane fighters, and it came in a very great and unique design from Leo Grumman in 1937 to replace the Grumman Grumman F4F, and Boeing, but it was thought that introduced the first carrier-based aircraft to the U.S. Navy back in the 1920s, back in 1921, with the Vought VE7. It was developed in 1918, and the very first prototype made its first flight that same year, and it was delivered to the U.S. Navy in 1921. Since World War I was ending in 1918, the actual flight of the VE7 was in 1919, and by the end of 1919, the first of the VE7s were delivered to the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Marine Corps. Mostly, the Navy and the Marines used the VE7 for land-based duties. And when the U.S. Navy had their first aircraft carrier commissioned, the USS Langley, in 1921, the VE7 was the first aircraft to take off from an aircraft carrier. And carrier aviation was born. Jump forward to 1938 and the very first flight of the Grumman F4F Wildcat, which made its main flight that year. And the first of the Wildcats were delivered to the U.S. Navy and the U.S. Marine Corps in 1939. And Britain's Fleet Air Arm did not receive their first F4Fs, but they called them Martlets, the FM1, which was delivered to the Royal Navy in January of 1941. It was mostly used on the Royal Navy's escort carriers to protect the convoys that were heading from the U.S. to England, because Nazi U-boats were strangling the life out of Britain. And it was during one skirmish, a martlet had shot down a Junkers Ju-88, and it was the first official kill for the martlet, and that was in 1941. And then jump forward to 1942, and May 4th, 1942, and the Battle of Coral Sea. The F4F Wildcat has first smell of blood, and it was to be against the Mitsubishi A6m to Zero. The Zero was powered by a Sakai piston engine. It had 2 cannon and 2 wing-mounted machine guns. But the Zero did aerobags, and none of our fighter pilots could not keep up with the Zero. So the Department of the Army, which has the U.S. Army Air Force, had released a movie for our fighter pilots to on how to tangle with the Japanese Zero, and they had a very successful kill rate with the U.S. Army Air Force. Because the Army Air Force was shooting down a number of Japanese Zeros. The Zero did not have a self-sealing fuel tank, and if one fighter managed to get behind it and open fire, that was the end of that. Pilot goes down in flames, end the story right there. The Wildcat would participate in both the Battle of the Coral Sea and the Battle of Midway, and it was involved in operations in Guadalcanal against the Tokyo Express and the Mitsubishi A6m Zero. The basic version of the Zero was the A6M2, which made its first flight in 1939 and was delivered to the Japanese Imperial Navy that same year. And carriers such as the Ryuju and later the Akagi, Kaga, Hiryu, and Soryu would have the Zero. The Zero had just one drop tank to extend the aircraft's range, but it proven otherwise during the attack on Pearl Harbor on Sunday, December 7th, 1941, when 2 U.S. Army Air Force Curtiss P-40 Warhawks shot down several Japanese warplanes. The Japanese would lose about 29 aircraft during the attack on Pearl Harbor, but it was a success that the Japanese had achieved. And the Zero would serve throughout World War II, and a number of Zeros were shot down, and some were used on kamikaze missions against American warships off of the Philippines and Okinawa and Japan by war's end. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I would like to say thank you very much for watching this video. Please, like always, rate, share, like, comment, and subscribe. This is Scott Damon, Sign off for now. Have a nice day.